Legend of Zelda series is just packed full of sad stories that really get to me emotionally as a true fan of the series. From the tragic loss that Link suffers from the death of the Deku tree in Ocarina of Time, to the events that led to the Hero of Time's tragic fate in Majora's Mask. That being said, Zelda crew, there is one story in particular in the Zelda series that is truly heartbreaking to me, and in this video, I'd like to try and give this mind-bending story the attention it deserves. Trust me, you are going to want to watch this video all the way through because there's going to be additional Zelda content there that will sort of bring everything that we talk about in this video full circle. Grab your tissues, Zelda crew. You're going to need them. The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask is one of my all-time favorite Zelda games in the Zelda franchise for a ton of different reasons, but if I had to pick one and narrow it down for you, it'd be for the way that it artfully incorporates emotion and all too often, believably dark and tragic themes. No, Zelda crew, I'm not referring to the bittersweet story of the star-crossed couple Anju and Cafe, or even the Deku butler and his missing son, which are amazing stories in the game that are touched on a lot in the community. Those subplots in Majora's Mask are tearjerkers for sure, but the devil's in the details of the tale of Lulu and Macau, and this tragic story outlines another dark theme about desperate love and a family permanently separated by trials and tribulations. So in case you have no idea what I'm referring to, Zelda crew, let's dive into a little bit of the lore for the Great Bay arc in Majora's Mask. The Great Bay arc of Majora's Mask begins when Link encounters Macau wounded at the beach. The Zora explains he's in horribly bad shape after a failed attempt to rescue his bandmate Lulu's kidnapped eggs from pirates before prompting us to use the power of Zelda's Song of Healing. He then passes away, and Link receives the Zora's mask, allowing him to transform into the guitar-rocking Zora. From there, you must finish what the musician started and rescue the eggs themselves, learn a song that restores a depressed Lulu's ability to sing to gain access to the Great Bay Temple, and to restore the polluted bay to normal by defeating its boss. It's a simple enough story with a happy ending on the surface, sure, but it becomes anything but that with a look at the implications surrounding Lulu and Macau's relationship. The dying dream that Macau experiences upon hearing the Song of Healing shows him and Lulu walking hand in hand to join their bandmates who have their Zelda musical instruments at the ready. Link hears from drummer Tio that, quote, "There are no secrets between Macau and Lulu." And Lulu's diary reveals that she exclusively withheld knowledge to the eggs, which was due to their initial poor health and their kidnapping from Macau as long as she could due to fear of him getting hurt. All signs in my research point to the two having been romantically involved or otherwise shared a uniquely close bond, and to Macau as the father of Lulu's eggs. Growing up and playing Majora's Mask, Zelda crew, as a kid, I never really made this connection. The fact that Macau was the father of Lulu's eggs is just mind-blowing to me now. Then the fact that he tried to rescue the eggs, his kids, from the pirates and was killed doing it, it just tugs at my heartstrings, especially now being a father myself. It just shows that a father is willing to do anything to protect his kids. It's amazing. All of this being said means that using the Zora mask to rescue Lulu's children, reignite her ability to perform with her band, and save the Zora's home is helping the poor vocalist in an ironically cruel way. Once Link prevents the crash of Majora's Mask's menacing moon, chances are she's looking forward not only to a bright future continuing her successful career, but to starting a new chapter of her life with the family whose well-being she feared for. Little does she know that one of those family members has been gone since before the others could even meet him, having lost his life attempting to protect them. It's so sad. Now, honestly, it's really hard to say if it's worse that Link is required to jumble the truth from her or that she never receives any closure. Hear me out here, Zelda crew. Anju and Cafe get to enjoy full lives together once Link concludes his adventures in Termina. Majora's Mask Deku Butler learns his son's dark fate and can begin to come to terms with that. I think I might make a separate video on those two tales in the future, but so many other characters across the Zelda series too are either shown having a hard time processing personal tragedies or simply don't involve us digging into the situation any deeper. It's just not the case with Lulu, whose story hangs a dread and guilt compounding its sadness with wonder as to what'll happen when she eventually learns that her happy ending is missing someone so crucial and so important. Mikau and Lulu's story isn't wholly unique as a Zelda subplot, and I think it's so worthy of more attention from the Zelda fandom. The worlds of Termina, Hyrule and different incarnations from the Breath of the Wild age to Ocarina, and beyond that are rich places loaded with lore and implications running the complete scope from the silly and colorful to the morbid and horrifying. And in a goldmine for haunting food for thought like The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, I don't think everyone can ponder everything at once. Perhaps it's best that the Zora's ill-fated relationship is one of the stories that's not talked about too often. That way you don't feel too brought down at the end of a game about hope and happiness. And
Hey, listen!
since we are all up in our feelings now, I'm not crying, you're crying. Be sure to click on this video next to find out about another truly heartbreaking, gut-wrenching Zelda story that will more than likely make you cry just as much as you did in this video, if not more. It's okay, Zelda crew, crying is not a sign of weakness. Much love, be the light. I'll talk to you over on this Zelda video next.